Alright, I thought I'd make a quick video on cameras. I've had a lot of cameras in my career on YouTube and with hobbies I do. I've had $4,000 cameras, $3,000 lenses, cheap cameras, $200. I mean, I pretty much had them all. And you get it in your head that you need this expensive camera to have a really good YouTube. And the problem with that is when you jump into a $3,000 or a $3,500 camera, it's going to take you a good 6 months to learn that camera. It really is. And I guess very frustrating. And there's a whole slew of things that come along with it. Lighting and just unbelievable amount of knowledge you have to have. You're also going to get into editing videos and all that good stuff. Now, a lot of people on YouTube really do not up the quality of their videos. They'll drop, they'll put a live feed in. They will not learn how to edit videos. Everything they do is off the cuff, and then they wonder why the channel doesn't do so good. Now, running a cell phone is fine. I mean, for doing YouTube, and if that's what you got, that's what you got. But you have to actually take it to the next step of editing. You really do. For example, let's say you decide to go out camping for 3 days and you've got 20 hours of video, or who knows, maybe more. I mean, you can't just throw that up there and people are not going to watch a video that long. You have to actually edit and put the best parts and add a little pizzazz to it and stick to the main idea, and now you got a pretty good video. Now, I've gone through a lot of cameras in my life. I really have. GoPros, I mean, they suck. They really do. GoPros are horrible. They are designed for no more than 2-minute video, maybe 5. And then they overheat and colors. It's one bug after another with GoPro. And they don't fix them. They actually carry them on to the next version. They just keep taking people's money. And I'm just like, wow. They add some new stuff to it, and they'll go 4K to 5K, and I'm like, why would you do that? You didn't even fix the bugs in the first place. I stopped buying GoPros a long time ago. I'll never buy another GoPro again. Now, the biggest thing with cameras with me when I started going down this journey, it became how light it was. Because I would have this heavy Canon $3,500 camera with this humongous lens that cost a couple grand, and it was heavy. It was freaking 7-8 pounds. So then I had the idea in my head, well, wait, I'll just go, light gear in my backpack, and that'll offset the 7 or 8 pounds. And it worked. I mean, I was into 40 pounds by the time I was going out, and it was rough carrying all that. And, as you get older, you just don't want to do that. And I was like, wow. So I found myself leaving this $7,000 rig at home more than taking it. Now, it was okay when I drove into zoos or I drove into places. I mean, it was fine. But when you wanted to get into places that most people don't normally go, it didn't work out so good. So it came down to this camera. This is the Osmo 1. And this is made by DJI. When they first released this camera is garbage. But they kept upgrading it. They kept listening to their people. And it got better and better. And this camera does it all. Look how tiny that is. When I do my vlogging and I'm walking around the track with my backpack, that's the camera I use. And it's amazing. It doesn't overheat. It lasts for a very long time. I have a lot of control inside of it. I can go automatic or I can go manual with a lot of different things if I choose. I have no complaints with that camera at all. It checks every friggin' box. Now, DJI released a number 2 and it was little cubes. And when I looked at that, I went, "Oh God, you're kidding." You had the two of them. They did this. They snapped together like magnet. I don't know what they were working on. I never bought them. I took one look at them and I went, "What a piece of garbage." And it seems like most people did the same thing. Everybody went, "I'm not buying that." And for once, I'm so glad people did that because Osmo's getting ready, and it's going to be released in like a week. The Osmo Action 3. So, and they've made it basically like this, a little bit bigger. And it's amazing. It's being released for $329 with one battery, and which is really affordable compared to a GoPro. But if you want the better upsell, and most times when they do upsells, they're usually not that good. But this comes with 3 batteries, selfie stick, different connection points. I mean, it's a little bit more. It's $439. That's the one I'm going with. But it does 4K 120. Now, normally you shoot in 4K 30 or 4K 60. And when you do shoot in 4K 60, they tend to overheat. Like this one here, I don't shoot in 4K 60 because it will overheat quicker. So I usually shoot it in 4K 30, which is fine. But the new one shoots in 4K 120 and it don't overheat. I'm like, wow. I mean, that's impressive. It shoots for like 90 minutes or so, and you figure you get 3 batteries. I mean, that's quite a bit of shooting. And on top of this new one that they're releasing, it's it charges very quickly. Some type of quick charge thing they're talking about. Um, usually, I think they said 20 minutes, 25 minutes, and things fully charged inside the special charger they have. I thought, wow, that's impressive. Especially if you're out camping and get your tent set up and everything, get ready to go to bed. You'd say you've used all 3 batteries, and you know you put them on your charger to charge them up, and you know within an hour everything's ready to go for the next day. That's awesome. It has other things. It does cold resistance and long lasting. So if it gets really cold, the camera's still going to work. And most cell phones, when it gets cold, they don't work so good. It's just the way it is. Um, 16 meters waterproof, dual touch screens. What they mean by that is the front screen you can touch. This has dual too, but you can't touch the front screen and choose different settings. That's kind of nice. But Osmo DJI, as far back as this one, just works. That's it. And they always, when they found bugs, they fixed them. You know, they're a responsible company, and they know what GoPro does all the time. I mean, they're even using GoPro's mistakes against them in their marketing by saying, "Look, we'll go 90 minutes. We'll do this. We'll do that." You know, GoPro don't do that. You know, GoPro's got 5K instead of 4K 120. I mean, they make a camera at DJI that just works. And that's the key. If you're looking for a camera and you want to vlog with, and you want it to be light, and you want it to do what you want it to do, the Osmo Action 3 is it. Now I know, $439 is quite a bit of money, but I'm telling you, it's the camera you're going to use for everything. It really is. And as soon as I seen them release it, I ordered it. I was like, I got to have that. And I'm amazed. Now, I don't get paid by them, nothing. It's just personal experience, what I've gone through in all the years with my cameras. I love this camera, especially how light it is. I mean, it's amazing. And they do things like unscrew this, if it gets scratched, go replace it. GoPro don't do that. You know, GoPro tries to sell you some membership fee, and that's just a scam for the stock market. They're trying to please the people that invest in it on the stock market than they are their customers. You know, by GoPro putting in a subscription plan, they can actually show them on a scale and say, look, see, we got all these people on the subscription. And they're hoping to up their stock, which ain't working because when people feel like they're forced to do something, all they do is buy it with the subscription, and then they go back and unsubscribe and jump through all these hoops, and then they get this buggy camera. I mean, GoPro's really good at marketing, but their cameras have been shit for years, and it's just the facts. And you'll see a lot of influencers on YouTube that'll talk about GoPro like it's the best thing since sliced bread, only because they got a free one or GoPro paid them or something like that, you know. And it's sad. GoPro would be better than Osmo if it just fixed all its bugs. So I don't get it. I've even heard Osmo 3 is going to go to 10-bit. Now, I don't know about that, but I've heard about that. The funny thing about Osmo is when this camera came out, it was garbage. And they came out with upgrade after upgrade after upgrade. I mean, they just kept making it better and better. Another big plus about Osmo is when it's recording, it's how it saves its files. It actually gives it a number and then it underlines it and goes 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. So when you go and pull that into an editor, you can look at that and you can go, okay, these were the files I took that day. These are the files I took the next day. And it just makes your editing process so easier compared to GoPro. GoPro, you'll be at it for hours, where something with Osmo, within an hour or two, you'll be done. And it just makes editing so much easier. So if you're looking for a camera, it's super light, okay? You're looking for a camera to vlog with. You're looking for a camera that makes things easier to edit. Go pick up the new Osmo. You won't be disappointed. You'll use it for everything. And weight is key. You can use this Osmo inside your vehicle if you wanted. Not a problem. I can go on and on about everything you can do with this camera. And it's just amazing. So, and I think it's better than a cell phone because, I'm very careful when I take my cell phone. I find a cell phone hard to hang on to. I don't know. I just find a lot of things not as easy with a cell phone as I do with these. And it just makes everything so much easier. But like I said, if you're looking for a camera to do it all, this is the way to go. Now, I paid $439. You may only want the camera and one battery. Who knows? That may be the route you want to go for $329. But I got a feeling they're going to be upgrading this camera even more, and it's going to do more over the next few months. Because that's just what DJI does. They don't leave a product sitting there that doesn't do what it's supposed to do. They actually listen to their customers. And because they do that, it makes for a very wonderful, wonderful camera. When you're recording video and after 10 minutes it shuts down because it overheated, is what a GoPro does. That's frustrating. Even your Canons, your Nikons, they all have a 30-minute limit. And these are $3,500 cameras. So when you can take this and just make great video, you can do time lapse, you can do time warp. I mean, it's got all the toys. And that's really nice. So I say go pick up an Osmo Action 3 if you're thinking about it, if you're on the fence about it. It's one of the only companies I have found that stands up behind its customers. And that's the truth. Got my order in. Up to you guys. I'll have a link in the bottom to go to Amazon. But I promise you won't be disappointed. It's one of the best cameras I know. You got questions? Hit me down in the comments section. I mean, I've had so many different cameras trying to do so many different things. And the simpler, the easier to edit, it's just better to do. And the quicker. I'll catch you guys on the next one.